Okay, there we go. So I normally don't really give a shit about what everyone seems to be angry about in uh, video game the video game community. All the like, this is woke, or like, I don't want women in my games. I don't care really about any of that. I'm a very specific type of gamer. I enjoy a good story. I don't play multiplayer games really at all. Maybe a little bit of Gran Turismo with my dad online. But other than that, I want a good story. I want it to look visually pretty. Doesn't matter if it's like ultra realism or if it has like a great art style. I'd prefer just have a great art style, and if that happens to come with being ultra realistic, then great. But I don't care. Main thing is the story. Obviously, if it has good gameplay, that's great too. But something like The Last of Us has enough gameplay for me while also having a great story. Same thing, I'm playing through Expedition 33 right now, and has a great art style, and the gameplay is fantastic so far. So the story and the gameplay and making sure it looks good. Those are what's important to me. I don't care about any of the this is woke nonsense. I don't want women or black people in my games. I don't care about any of that. I don't care who writes it. If it's good, I'll enjoy it. That being said, another major thing for me, and this is something that I do care about, and that's why I'm making this video about it. 5 days ago, as of when I'm recording this video, Sony announced that they are shutting down the PS3 and PS Vita stores and ceasing production of discs in 2028. That fucking sucks. That really fucking sucks. I don't buy digital games. I only buy games physically. Because the argument is I like to own the things that I have. Even if that's like the entire game is not on the disc or whatever. A lot of them are. Most of the things that I play, they are. And you can get by without day one patches. All of us have internet, so that's not an issue. Like you can download the patch. If you're watching this video, you have internet. Like, you're good. But it's just nice to know that I'm holding something in my hand. You know, there's a feeling, there's definitely some nostalgia associated with it, where it's like you'd get a video game at GameStop or Walmart or whatever, and on the ride home, you would be like reading the box and reading the manual, and just getting excited about it. I do wish games still had manuals. That would be awesome. But they don't, and that's fine. But I still like having the box. I like to read the box. Like, I'll order a game on Amazon, or I'll pick up a game from Best Buy these days, and I'll get in my car, and before I drive home, I'll read the back of the box, and it's like, yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited to see. They don't put as much detail on the back of the box as they used to. Used to be like paragraphs and stuff. Now they don't really do that. Now it's just kind of like a tagline and some screenshots and whatever. But it's still cool. It's nice to have. I like to display my games on my shelf, and it sucks that you won't be able to do that anymore. I'm pretty upset that I probably won't be able to buy the Silent Hill 1 remake physically. And if they ever do a Silent Hill 3 remake, that I won't be able to buy that physically. I'd like to have those in my collection. They look nice next to each other. It's nice to know that I have this physical thing in my hand and I put it into a machine and it reads it. And even if it's downloading the entire thing over a server, it's still an action that I'm doing. I'm not just like staring at a screen the whole time and I press a button, it drains my bank account, and then it downloads the game. No, it's like an action that you're taking. You're putting the disc into the console, and you can hear the thing spinning. You can hear it reading it. It's tangible, and I'm gonna miss that. The last game that I bought digitally, and I wish I wouldn't have bought it digitally, but I was lazy. The last game I bought digitally was Elden Ring, and it was because that game and Horizon Forbidden West released very close together, and I bought Horizon Forbidden West physically in person at Best Buy, and I got home and I started playing it, and I don't know the exact dates that they came out, but Elden Ring came out very soon afterwards, and everyone in Discord was like, I can't believe you're playing Horizon before, or like when Elden Ring's about to come out. I was like, well, I've never played a FromSoft game. I have no like hype for this or whatever. And they're like, okay, well, just get it because it comes out at midnight and just play it. And I was like, okay, whatever. And so it was like 10 at night. No stores were open or whatever. I was like, fine, I'm gonna pre-order and download this game. So I just did it off the PlayStation Store, and I loved it. It was great. And then I played many more FromSoft games after that. And I wish I had a copy of it. I'm not going to buy it again. I don't have that kind of money, but I wish I would have just waited a day and bought it physically, so I could have it. It especially sucks if you have a game like that you really enjoyed and you don't have it. I know people buy games on Steam all the time. I also buy games on Steam all the time. But Valve has kind of proved themselves that you're not really going to lose anything by buying on their platform. And that could change. I do, if I buy PC games, I don't have a gaming PC. I have a Mac, very powerful Mac. So it can run basically anything that I want to play. But if given the choice, I like to buy games on GOG. And I've heard some people talking about like, because it's DRM free, you could make your own physical media. That's awesome. I might do that someday. I didn't even know that was an option. But that's cool. Maybe I'll do that if it's just an installer on a disc or whatever. But it would be cool to have some indie game physically that doesn't have an official release. I think that's sick. And Sony hasn't really proved that they're not going to take anything away from you. They just took away like 500 movies or whatever from PlayStation Movies, which isn't like a service anymore, I'm pretty sure. I don't know much about that. I've never bought movies or rented movies on PlayStation Movies. But I do buy a lot of Blu-rays, and it would suck if Sony was like, we're not going to produce Blu-rays at all anymore. And no movies will ever be made physically ever again. I'm sure that's going to happen soon, but I will be equally upset about that, probably. I am not going to buy a PlayStation 6, probably, because the appeal of having a PS5 was that, yeah, you can play PS5 games, but you can also play your entire PS4 library. and it had a disk drive. So all of my PlayStation 4 games could launch them, could put them into the PS5 and play them that way. And that was great. The PS6 probably won't have a disk drive, everything that I've heard about it at least. And that means that 99% of my library, if it even is backwards compatible with 5 and 4, 99% of my library I just can't play anymore, and I'll just have to keep the PS5 hooked up anyway. So there's no reason for me to get a PlayStation 6. And if it's $1,000, $2,000, I can't afford that anyway. So what am I really missing out on? There's not a lot that's happened this generation that's been good, in my opinion. Like nothing that's anyone that doesn't have a PS5 would push them to be like, okay, I need to get a PS5 for this. Not in the same way that it was for a PS3 or a PS4, where the jumps were just so drastic. Most things were cross-play, cross-buy, whatever. And the graphical leaps or gameplay leaps were not all that important, I don't think. Obviously, a lot of new technology this generation, but does it really make a meaningful difference to a lot of people? No. So yeah, I mean, it will be cool. Like when the PS6 releases or they announce it or whatever, for sure, I'm gonna watch their like keynote and like press release and whatever. For sure, I'm gonna like look at it, but it's not gonna be high on my priority list. And if they don't do a disk drive, I probably won't ever buy one. I don't know. A big thing about physical games for me too, and we've all seen that PlayStation ad back in the day when Xbox was doing some fuckery, where they're like, "This is how you trade games or whatever on PlayStation," and they just he hands a game box to another guy. He says thanks, and it's over. It's funny, but like I do that a lot. I don't know a lot of people with PS5s, but I let my dad borrow games every once in a while, and there's something really nice about it being like someone's birthday or Christmas or like any time, I guess, but you can buy them a game and you can hand it to them and be like, "Here, this is for you." Instead of just being like, "Here, take my credit card and put it into PSN and buy this specific game." You know, because if you or even if you just like give someone money and be like, "Here's $70, you should buy this game." If they don't want that game, they're probably not going to buy that game and they'll spend it on something else. There's something special about buying someone a specific game, giving it to them, maybe something that they would have never bought, never even thought to try. And they're like, "Okay, I have this game. I guess I'll try it now. You know, may as well." I bought my dad Metal Gear Solid Delta, and he has never been interested in Metal Gear at all. Thinks that Kojima is a weirdo, which he is, but he also makes really good games, and he's been really enjoying it. Never would have thought to play it. Yeah, it's because I was able to buy him a physical copy of Metal Gear Solid Delta and give it to him, and he was like, "Fuck, well, I have it, may as well play it." And you can't do that anymore. Like, it's not the same. Like, I don't know. I get that younger people probably don't buy physical games that much anymore, but you're cutting out a pretty large audience by not offering them anymore. Like, there's no reason for me to buy a PlayStation game after 2028. I don't know. I canceled my PS Plus because I don't really play online games all that often. It won't make a difference in my daily life, and the free stuff that they give you every month, I don't really touch. You know, if I'll look around on PS Plus. There's a lot of good stuff on PS Plus, but half of it I don't touch, and half of it I wouldn't miss. So that ends in August, which is next month, and I don't think I'll care all that much. I don't know. It's just sad. Like, we knew it was going to happen at some point, right? But it kind of just feels too soon. I don't know. Does that make sense? I understand why people are like, you shouldn't care. Like, it's not going to make a difference for most people. It probably won't, but it will make a difference for me. And it's disappointing. Even though we knew it was coming, it was disappointing. I don't know. There's something. Games are expensive. $70 is a lot of money. And $80 with GTA 6. I'm not buying GTA 6. I think the code and box thing is really fucking stupid. And they could totally afford to make a disc. They just don't want to, because they don't want people to have access to it without paying $80 or $100 to play it. Which is scummy. And I don't like that. I can wait. I guess I can't borrow it, or I can't buy it secondhand anywhere. I can't wait and do that. So I don't know. Maybe I just won't play it. That's fine. That's fine by me. I don't know. There's not much that I can say about it that other people haven't said already. I just think it sucks, and I'm not happy about it. And I kind of feel like gaming is dying. At least that's what it feels like. It seems like every week there's some big new controversy that some company has caused. And like I said, most of the time I don't really give a shit, but this time I do. Morale is very low in this community of people with no lives. I don't know. I moved recently, and I needed some extra money. I needed to get rid of some stuff so I could save some space. And a big mistake that I made was I got rid of all of my PS3 games and most of my PS4 games. I still have some PS1 games and some PS2 games. But most of my games I sold to someone on Facebook Marketplace. I'll put up pictures if I have them of the listing. $300 total, I think. Maybe $350. I can't remember. Not a lot of money. And I had probably 50 PS4 games, 50 PS3 games. It was a lot of games for not a lot of money. And now I wish I had them. You know? It's not like I can't download them online and sideload them onto my PS3 or PS4, but I wish I had them. It just kind of makes me sad that like I got rid of all my physical media, and then Sony's like, hey, we're never making physical media ever again. Like, that sucks. I don't know. It just puts a weight on my chest that I don't like. I don't know. It's not fun to games aren't fun anymore. It seems like there's always something going on, and even if you don't care about it, it's still the negativity from everything online and everyone around you. It weighs on you. It's just not fun. Games are supposed to be fun. It's the whole reason we play them. But I also like to own them. I don't know. I I'm done, I guess. I don't know what else there is to say. I have 9 minutes left of storage on my camera, but I think I'm just retreading water at this point. Not buying a PS6 unless they do a disc drive, which why would they? They're not going to make disc games anymore. They're not going to make a disc drive. So not buying a PS6, not buying GTA 6. I guess 2028, end of 2028 will be the last time I buy a PlayStation game. I don't know. Situation sucks. That's about all there is to it, I suppose.